Alrighty, 5:39 now. Let's go ahead and check in on this weather with Alex. And lots of our students are headed back to school today after a nice long 2-week break that they've been on.
Yes, and they are going to be welcome back to some foggy skies to start out this first day, at least the morning hours back to school. But then as you transition into the afternoon, it is once again going to be an above average day, even despite the abundance of cloud cover we are looking to keep in the forecast later on today. So we'll break down everything you need to know. 45 and foggy down in Warner Robins. You can't get too much of a glimpse of what's off in the distance, but directly ahead of you, visibility is looking a little bit better. The denser fog is going to be present farther down to the south on I-75. So areas like Houston County down to Dooley County, over to portions of Bleckley, Pulaski, and especially Crisp and Wilcox down there where you can see some areas of the even darker gray shade. As you go up to the north and the northeast, the fog is a little bit thinner in nature than an area of patchy dense fog right there around Upson, Monroe, and Lamar counties. So another dense fog advisory is in place until 10 a.m. this morning. That's when the fog should continue to lift up higher in the sky or dissipate in nature. But until then, we're looking out for some visibilities. It can be less than a quarter of a mile ahead of you, so continue to exercise caution on that early morning commute. Temperature-wise, very similar to yesterday, a couple of low 40s, some mid 40s, upper 40s, but even a few areas above the 50-degree mark farther over to the east. And that's because those areas did have a little bit of higher level cloud cover to start out this morning, but that cloud cover has since dissipated. I do anticipate a lot of these numbers are going to begin to drop down if you are closer to the 50-degree mark. But not getting an image of much in the way of higher level cloud cover. But as we transition into this afternoon, I think a big story will be the breezy conditions that begin to settle in. That southwesterly breeze going to continue to usher in a warmer and a slightly more humid air mass. And so despite the cloud cover blocking a lot of our sunshine, that's why I still anticipate us to get really close to the 70-degree mark for high temperatures later on this afternoon. And then as we transition into the nighttime hours, remember we were talking about it yesterday, that slight uptick in moisture is going to create maybe a few spotty shower chances. They are going to be light showers, and this is mainly going to be overnight into early tomorrow morning. So in all likelihood, you could walk out the door to maybe some wet surfaces, but you're really not going to even be able to tell that it rained in most areas, I do imagine. And as we go into tomorrow afternoon, finally getting a mostly sunny afternoon. So plenty of peaks of sunshine, but that's only going to contribute to even more of a warm up throughout Wednesday, and a very similar forecast for your Thursday. But it does look like we introduced some more cloud cover back into the forecast. So over the next 3 days, the main highlight is 70 turns into the mid 70s as we round out the midweek, and then we transition into the weekend where we are still keeping the well above average high temperatures, but our widespread rainmaker that looks to arrive sometime on Saturday is going to eventually usher in some very cold air for the beginning of next week.